Hello, and welcome to Rose Play Presents episode 76. As always, I'm your host, Aurian MoonRose, and today we'll be continuing the E3 press conferences, going with Devolver Digital. Now, if you remember watching it last year as we streamed it, you'll know that they were very interesting. Well, this year continued. Really, there was one game and it was kind of a expansion, and then one that they previewed last year. That was the only thing that's interested me. So this is going to be a really short review. So I figured we will do the games, but instead I want to start with what I think is most important, the press conference in general. Because there's this budding story that continues year to year to year, or at least 3 years, the last 3 to say the very least. So, let's start with, okay, so here's the concept. Last year, remember, she got gunned down, and there's a lot of blood in this again. Not as much as last year, but they love their blood. Yes, they do. But anyway, she gets gunned down. They ended with a RoboCop-esque thing that was going to happen. It never came through. She still looks the same, minus a helmet on her head. They decided to do the press conference inside her brain. Okay, sure. Now, the great thing is she has no idea what's going on. I think my favorite part is when she's unable to swear and she realizes it, and then she's just like, wait a minute, I can't say, and she says the F word. She's like, I'm back! And she starts, like, fudge knockers and fudgy wudgy, like, she can't swear, and just kind of meta within itself. So, towards the end, I don't know, there's this rival girl within the group, and she looks like she breaks her, honestly. Now, before I get to the last two, or the last one, so they're doing an expansion pack for the Messenger, which, from what I've seen for the Messenger, is great. The Completionist did it. It's like a Ninja Gaiden-esque type game. Honestly, it's definitely worth picking up. And now they're doing an expansion. They're like, oh, it's retro, and it's callback to the past. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, okay. Still looks good. Still looks Ninja Gaiden. Looks like Ninja Turtles a little bit, too. The original. The NES versions, not the Xbox and PlayStation versions. No. And then also there was, again this year, my friend Pedro, which I'm not going to talk much about, just they showed more gameplay. It still looks amazing. Not even kidding you. Looks super amazing. So, anyway, on with the continuation of the plot and what I thought about the conference in general. So, towards the end, they start frying her with ads and ads and ads for games and this bootleg thing. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, she starts breaking down, and at the end, the rival comes in, and she kind of calls her the B word. Hoo-hoo. And, she's like, we can reveal stuff whenever we want. We can just use you like a tool. Oh. So the credits start playing, and what caught me off, and I know it's probably a joke they threw it in there, was, this is based on a novel. And I'm going, maybe based on the ideas of different novels. So Terminator. They do a Terminator reference this year instead of a RoboCop one. This girl busts through the door. She extends her hand to, well, the main girl, who's a potato, honestly, and she's like, come with me if you want to live. And I'm thinking to myself, you might have to lift her over your shoulder because she ain't going anywhere unless you have some way to reboot her or she wakes up magically, and they kind of leave it at that. So again, they've left it off into the next year where I suppose there's a war between Devolver Digital and she's either a Terminator or the Savior or a terminating Savior. Not really sure where they're going with that, but right now she's a potato, so I don't really understand the concept of the end. And that's literally the press conference. It was only 20-some minutes long. I'm going to say give or take another minute. Probably take. So, I mean, there really wasn't many games. So, what did I think was the best game? I'm still going to have to say My Friend Pedro because The Messenger was already out, and we know about it. My Friend Pedro is going to be the best game of E3. The worst would obviously have to be The Messenger, and no, I'm not trying to say that it's a bad game. I like The Messenger from, again, what I've seen. But that's just where I'm going to have to put it. Is the best game's going to be My Friend Pedro because it hasn't come out yet. Comes out in a few days. Of course, by the time this posts, it'll probably be like months ahead and it should be out. But just know that My Friend Pedro looks cool. Messenger's still amazing. So, what did I think of the press conference? I give them props. I give them props for doing a story. None of the other ones really do it. I mean, what was that other company last year? There was another company. I can't think of it. We'll be doing another Limited Run. Limited Run kind of did it, but not to the extent. I know when she was getting shot up, they had audience, or when they were trying to resuscitate her, they had fake audience members clapping and smiling. I'm like, yeah, because that would happen in real life. Be like, again, like I said, I'll give them props. However, that's all I can do. They're stealing from source materials, which is fine. It's parodies. I mean, parody is all right to do, and they've got cool ideas. I do want to see where it wants to go, but I mean, if you're going in for an E3 press conference, this isn't the one to go to. If you're going in for like a soap opera that you only catch once a year, then definitely check it out. So I'm going to give it 2 scores because I feel like I should. The press conference in general, I'm going to give a 2. Because, again, they tried. Now, and it's not really E3. However, I am going to give it I don't know, we'll say a 7. And I'm going to give it a 7 basically because of the fact that, again, they're trying. It's like a soap opera. It it is nice and different and from the misogyny, I can't even say that word, of, press conference, press conference, press conference, press conference. Hey, intermission. That's what I'm calling this. I'm calling this an intermission with 2 cool games. The Humans Fall Flat or something Fall Flat. They didn't really show much of a gameplay. It comes out next year, and that's another thing. Everything comes out next year. Beautiful. Except for My Friend Pedro, and I think the Messenger DLC might actually be out this year. But beyond that, we're going to go ahead and leave it here. Next time, we'll get back to an actual review. Got to give me a second. I got to see what the next review is. The PC Gaming Show. Which, as I've always stated, I'm not much of a PC fan. But there are games that are on console, and there are some good PC games. I've been getting into PC a little bit. I know, gasp. You're not with the master race. Burn him at the gaming arena. But that'll be next. Will be the PC Gaming Show. So, come back then, and it'll probably be a longer review. But, until then, remember, keep gaming. Never give up. And come with me if you want to live, Sarah Connor. You're not Sarah Connor. What are you? Some E3 host. Okay. Come with me if you want to do another year of E3 reviews.